What's up guys, welcome back to Hytale, or rather the Hytale's website, because we still don't have anything to test. I still unfortunately can't provide you with some gameplay. Anyway, last time we checked out this article, customizing your character in Hytale. Today I thought I'd start from the beginning and look at the first one. It actually sounds pretty interesting. A sneak peek at Hytale's user interface. Given I was so excited last time checking the avatar interface, the well, character customization interface basically, I think I should probably jump into this one today. So with that said, let's jump right into it. A sneak peek at Hytale's user interface. Let's see what we have here. Same as last time, I didn't cover the article before, so it's mostly gonna be a first look. I think I'm just gonna jump straight to the images, and if I need any further context, I'll check the text out, even though I should probably do both. Now, okay, so they basically started this article by saying they've been working on this game for several years, and the trailer released. The trailer was probably the first taste of Hytale, wasn't it? Anyway, long story short, they didn't show any interfaces in that trailer. Well, it makes sense, because the trailer is gotta be cinematic, right? It's gotta have catchy images. Interfaces may not be the main point of such a teaser. Anyway, in this article they say they're gonna show us how to interact with this game, and well, that is basically done through interfaces. First picture is pretty familiar because I covered it the last time, didn't I? It's basically the character customization. Look, character creator. So we already know what's up with this. We checked it out last time. So let's take a look at another one, which seems to be a map of some sort. Temple of Gaia, I think it's pronounced. Looks like a spawn point, if I was to be honest. You probably spawn in the center? No, wait. Garden of Elements. Is this one of the dungeons? Yeah, I just checked, and this is indeed one of the dungeons you may encounter, called Temple of Gaia slash or rather dash Garden of Elements. So what's this interface gonna tell you? So you can place markers. I'm looking on the right side right now. So apparently you can place markers if you double click, remove them. Yeah, marker settings, and zoom in and out. Pretty default options there for a map system. On the left, the legend says story dungeons. Okay. I can see two such story dungeons. One seems to be a little grayed out. Not sure if it's disabled or the character hasn't walked past it yet. And next we see some wall dungeon. I mean, an icon for wall dungeons. And there's one on the map as well. On the right of that, defeat the golem interface. Interesting. Temple of Gaia, probably the main place we're looking at. World Gate. Can't see one such world gate. You probably went through a world gate, because as far as I remember, you have to go through a portal to access this place. Anyway, there's the spawn. Can you see the spawn on this map? I kind of felt it. Oh, it's right at the bottom. It's yeah, well, right at the bottom. Follow the main path, and you're gonna find it. Next, we got a point of interest, which, can you locate it? Oh, there you go, point of interest. It's on the left of that spawn thingy. Interesting. Finally, players and friends and waypoints you place yourself. So, as far as I can tell from this picture, you are in a party of up to 5 members. So 4 more, it's basically you and 4 more friends. And as I can see from this picture, your purpose is to defeat the golem. Select location, share location. Those are some options once you click on that objective, I suppose, such as share and select location. Help cubics. I don't know how to say that. Help them to defeat the corrupted golem. I'm now wondering, is the golem just sitting there in the middle of everything, or you have to go through another portal to face him? I got no clue, but this definitely looks interesting. Definitely looking forward to checking it out myself, as I pretty much say every time. Yeah, interesting. Temple of Gaia, there you go. Wow, I was so tempted to click on that X and close the map. I totally forgot I wasn't playing this. I was just looking at a picture. That's quite sad when you think of it. Anyway, let's go back. Let's go back. Pretty nice sneak peek. Oh, what do we have here? An inventory system. Oh wow. Okay, I'm gonna skip past the text because this is just too exciting. So on the left side we seem to have a character interface window. Whoa. Okay, so you can have helmets, gloves, chest pieces, and pants, leg pieces. Basically you can wear up to 4 rings and something in the middle which I don't know exactly what is. I should probably check the text, so let me just go through the text first, see if it says anything interesting about this. Okay, not much info when it comes to these interfaces, so we're gonna cover them ourselves. So yeah, up to 4 ring slots and something special in the middle is probably an enhanced item of some sorts. Who knows? Anyway, underneath that you are gonna find your stats, or what seems to be your stats. So you got like health, probably health regeneration, a system similar to that concept, the heart with a green plus on it. I don't know what that tornado or twirl icon means. What could it possibly mean? If you got any clues on that, or if you know exactly what this means, well, as every time, let me know in the comments. And there's also an equivalent to that icon with a green plus on it, which probably means a regeneration of some sort. Anyway, underneath that there's a set with... is that defense? Probably? Maybe? Then maybe a sword symbolizing your melee capabilities? And then range capabilities, and then magical powers, I would assume, from the icons alone. Anyway, going through the weapon bench, I believe this is a crafting system of some sort showcased. I've seen crafting being as a word being mentioned in the text, so I would assume this involves crafting. It's part of a crafting process of some sort. So you got the multiple weapons you can choose from, starting from the wooden one, going through some bone and stick, not bone, but wood and stone, I suppose. Then you got weapons getting better and better the further you go in this workbench. Interesting. Right, and for example, I think this guy is crafting the iron sword right now, which is clearly selected there. And this one requires an iron bars, a single wood stick, and 2 light leather. Interesting. And there you go, you could click on craft if you would have had all resources. Otherwise you can, so apparently if you look at the top you can craft swords, axes, hammers, I think that's a hammer, battle axes, and bows. Interesting, maybe in the future staves, or maybe those are just crafted in an entirely separate workbench. Anyway, below that weapon bench interface you're gonna find your inventory. Look at that. So 9 slots on the hotbar, and those are your storage spaces. We can see some helmets in there, some materials, the workbench I mentioned, a tool maybe on the top left, like a little hammer. Huh, interesting. Oh wow, look at the swords. There's the sword above that 7 position. It's got a purple background to it. I would assume it's the strongest. Knowing my tier colors in general, I would assume that's the strongest one. It looks the strongest by the icon alone. Having that orange and fire accents, pretty interesting. It's got a fire theme to it. Yeah, but basically the inventory is pretty normal. I mean, we're all used to an inventory system so far. Finally, the workbench interface, it's probably got a description of some sorts. It's got a description that says, use the weapon bench to craft a range of melee and ranged weaponry. Knowledge of new weapon categories and weapons themselves can be found scattered throughout the world. Okay, this is a great clue. So apparently, not all weapon recipes are unlocked by default, which makes total sense. You actually gotta explore to learn new weapons. This is fun. Sounds fun, at least. Finally, you got some more buttons you can press, such as L, which opens a book. I would assume that's your character info and stuff. I don't know for sure. Then you got the map. Then you got the what's that on E? Probably inventory, I would assume. Though that's traditionally on I, isn't it? Now it's E. Who knows? They're probably customizable, right? And finally T, which probably stands for trade. Other than that, let's try taking a closer look at maybe some details I might have missed. At the top there, I can see a compass, which basically, well, says which way is east, which way is north. Otherwise, can't see anything that catches my interest in the background, in that blurred background. It looks like the inside of a home. Maybe next to a forge, because I kind of see some fire-ish looking material on the bottom left. But yeah, nothing else that I understand. I mean, some shelves and all that goodies. Right, I think we should move on then. Oh yeah, quick disclaimer, as for everything I'm mentioning here, they say we're still experimenting with the UI, right? So it's work in progress, right? It is definitely work in progress, even though it kinda looks good as it is. Oh boy, what do we have here? Crafting diagram concept. Let's see, so I got no clue what this is, so I should probably check the text out. And they say, as you progress further into the game, you'll be able to experiment with crafting ingredients and found components to make powerful weapons and gear. This rewarding crafting system allows you to combine and experiment to discover new recipes, while also showing you all of the recipes that you already know. So you can actually, okay, combine stuff and make new stuff from that. Let's take a closer look then. Okay, armory/weapons. Oh, gotcha. So, okay, this is probably the main way you craft. So what was up with the previous interface, I wonder? Oh, I think I got a good idea now. Well, basically this just learns you the recipes, this just unlocks you the recipes, right? And then use the crafting system to actually craft the item and have it in game as an usable one. So you can learn a bunch of weapon recipes, apparently, from daggers to fat daggers or whatever that is, long swords, war hammers, I suppose, axes, battle axes, and maces. Is that a mace, the last icon in there? Who knows, probably is. How would this crafting or rather learning system work? I see some materials down at the bottom, some maybe iron ingots being used there. Then there's an anvil with an arrow going in it. Then there's a locked socket. Interesting. Maybe you can add current weapons and improve them further. Anyway, on the top there, this is the melee tab, basically. You also got a range tab, and finally you got what I would assume it's an armor tab, right? Very well, let's move on to something that seems to be... are these actual items with stats? I think they are. Trorork sword, okay. So this one is a common one, and 7 to 13 damage. And it also says the damage per second, which is quite useful, so that's 9.8 in this case. Very slow attack speed. Two-handed sword, okay. 15 out of 15, what would that mean? Probably durability? Maybe. And there you go, that's the... oh, there you go, the actual sword that caught my attention in the inventory showcase. It is called Fire Sword, and apparently it's actually got a fire theme to it. Nice. Epic rarity, I guess. Yeah, that's obviously the rarity. Damage there, you also got the damage per second, slow. Enemies hit... oh, there's a buff to it, apparently. Enemies hit have a chance to be set on fire. Well, yeah, makes sense. Yet another two-handed sword this time, and 70 out of 70. I would assume that's also the durability. I guess that's what the that number stands for. On the right side, you got Soldier's Chestplate, rare. That 28 probably stands for defense points of some sorts. 9, it gives health. Interesting. So it's also gonna get you some health points, and 13 combat points. I don't know, maybe it increases your power. Yeah, it definitely increases damage because it's the same icon found on the sword. So that's basically damage. So you actually get a damage boost if you equip proper armor. Interesting. Armor 30 out of 30. Once more, that's probably durability. And finally, demonic axe. Oh, this is the strongest one in here. 41 to 54 damage, 46.1 damage per second, legendary rarity. Oh, so look at this. Golden stuff is better than purple. Oh, golden stuff is legendary and purple is just epic. Nice. Anyway, apparently the axe is much faster than the sword. Oh, given it's one-handed, I understand, and makes total sense. It's also got some interesting buffs. Consume the soul of your slain enemies, increasing your damage for a limited time. Wish you would have more info on that. How long of a limited time and how much damage increase. And anyway, the second buff in there says some of the damage you deal is reflected back at you. Okay, interesting. So it's actually got a downside with that. Some of the damage you deal is reflected back at you. Sorry for the spaz clicking there. Anyway, it's also got a description. Once belonged to a demon soul reaper. Okay. 110 out of 110. Interesting. So there you go, some sneak peeks at the possible items and rarities you may come across. It's very fun. And what do we have next? Oh, I think that's pretty much it for this sneak peek. Very interesting stuff. Any new info on the last image we've seen? In Hytale, I guess I'll read this. In Hytale, you'll create and loot increasingly powerful equipment. The above picture shows off some tooltip concepts that we're experimenting with. What's to I mean, tooltip concepts. I mean, it looks great already, honestly. What's more to add on this? Anyway, we want to make it as easy as possible for you to assess the strengths and weaknesses of your gear on the fly. I understand. They basically want to work on making this quick look at the gear more efficient, or rather as efficient as possible. Makes sense, yeah. We'll be showing much more of Hytale's UI over the coming weeks and months. Keep an eye on our social media, and I suggest you do the same. Check the blogs yourself for more info. Follow them on the social media feeds, and yeah, this is pretty much gonna be it from me. Rather, that's gonna be it from me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you on the next one.